Hi, Ajabo. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening. Good day to you. I hope your day is going on well. Welcome.
And
Hi, Messi.
hi, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. Are you?
I am doing great.
So,
It is
so,
good to
so,
be
so
here.
good to see you.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate this. Thank you so
It's
much.
it's my pleasure, honestly. So good to be doing this with you. After knowing you for online for some time now, so happy to be doing this with you. Honestly, I feel so blessed that you are here, and I just want to quickly say welcome everyone that is joining us on this live session. Thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I can see so many people joining. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you. Yeah, good
Yeah.
evening to you if you are here in Nigeria. I think good afternoon over there, Mercy. So happy to have you here with us on Performance Accelerator.
Thank you.
So I think we'll just get right into it because I know that you are very busy. So we'll just do this quickly.
I had to cut my Saturday beauty routine, short. I told her
You know,
I paid for the service. I said, you know what, I have to complete the service when I'm done. Let me just have a
wow.
meeting because I told them I have to be here. I told her I said, I'm gonna reshuffle my schedule. So I'm
Schedule.
like, yeah.
Wow. Wow, honestly, I really appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
You're
Um,
welcome.
everyone, in case if you don't know Mercy, she's an amazing person. I'm sure many of you already know that. I personally know that she's been an amazing person. To me, very inspiring person. To me, definitely. I, I'll I'll
Thank you.
I'll come to that. How you have been a blessing and an inspiration to me. I'll come to that very soon. But let me just
Okay.
quickly read out your profile briefly.
Okay.
You are a media strategist. You are a health professional. You are a youth diaspora ambassador, PR consultant, and you have your own
Hallelujah.
charity organization, Christy Samuel Foundation. For me, you're just a lady with so many dimensions, as in so many dimensions, so many areas. I know I'm going to allow you to talk about that very soon, and I'm sure so many people will want to hear you talk about that. Definitely. I just want to quickly say. For everyone that do not know, Messi has been such an inspiration and a blessing to me. That was 2017. I would never forget. I had just put out my ebook, Economy, and there was this morning after I just put out the ebook. I think it was just like a week or two after I put out the ebook. I woke up this morning and I got this amazing review online. And I had never had any form of interaction with you before, and I saw that review and I was totally blown away. You know how you
Thank
do
you.
some certain things and you're like, does this thing really make sense? Is anybody really getting this? Will anybody really enjoy this? And I got that review from you, and look, it was like fresh fire came into my spirit. That wow, that you you did not only read it, but that particular free chapter that I put all you read everything through, and then you were able to take your time to give that review. Honestly, I assure you, you can see that this is still how many years after. Honestly, It was
Yeah.
so encouraging for me, and it just tells me so much about the kind of person that you are, how so many people have been encouraged, have been inspired by you. And really, I tell you, even my wife can never forget, because I remember that review immediately came and I just say, hey, look at this, look at what this amazing lady said. And she was like, wow, are you serious? As in, honestly, it's for me, it was really a great blessing. Every day I just keep praying that God will continue to keep your hands lifted, and will just always
Amen.
continue to increase your sphere of influence and impact. So that's it for
Mm.
me from now. I don't want to talk too much. I want to allow you talk. Um, Please just give us a little bit of insight, into your world. Maybe there are some things I even missed out, even in your profile. Give us a little bit insight
Mm.
of your various dimensions and yourself.
Okay. My name is Olufunke Mercy Tanimola, popularly well known by few as Mercy Flawless. I am a blogger. I started out as an actress actually. I started out as an actress, then eventually I went to school. I went to Uniben to study theater art, but I did not finish in Uniben. I had to travel out of the country so because of that, I had to stop school in Lagos, well, in Benin. But I have mass communication. I have my OND in mass communication from the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic. And when I got over here, I have my associate degree in science. And I am a healthcare IT professional. I used to be like healthcare inside the hospital. I used to work inside the hospital as a patient care technician. Everybody wanted me to be a nurse, but even though I loved the job, most of my clients wanted me to be a nurse, but I told them no. I want to do something else, but I'll still be in the healthcare, but I want
Yeah,
to be helping. So
yeah,
now I help the doctors, I help the nurses, I help everybody that works in the hospital, the surgeons in the OR. I
yeah.
help them to use the software to put patient information in the system and all of that. So I am still in the healthcare, but it's just that now I deal more with the IT because there is this
Okay.
software that they use now here. And
Wow.
recently I just came back from University of Kentucky where I went to work. I was on the OR all through my assignment, seeing patient being opened up every day, like, well, multiple patients being opened up every day. And
Wow.
it gives me more reasons to thank God and be grateful to God because those people don't want to be in that situation. But
Exactly.
things happen. I was once in that shoe as well. I had a surgery in 2019, so I know how it works. So
Mm.
I would say then what else? I produced something is on YouTube like a series, but which wasn't really done right by the person that undid it, but is on YouTube. It's called Niger Roommate or something. I was part of what's it called? Like all these shows they do on TV. What do they call them now? All this
Reality shows.
reality show. Yeah, I was part of a reality
Okay.
show that was aired on some channels, on some cable channels. It was shot in Dallas, Texas. I used to live in Dallas, Texas, but now I live in Maryland, well, DC area.
Okay.
Um, I'm a philanthropist, you know, and but first of all, I'm human, and this
Mm.
is something I didn't just start all of this today. I didn't start it because I want people to help me. Most of the
Yeah.
charity work I've been doing them offline
Yeah.
because like I said, I didn't start it today. I started it since I was little. This is something that my parents were doing, you
Yeah.
know. That's why they said whatever you're doing in front of a child, they
Mm.
tend to learn that thing over time. They tend to continue doing that thing. So I learned the
Exactly.
charity and the giving part from my parents, and I started doing that since I was small, starting from giving people my food to eat when they're hungry and all of that. So, and at some point when I was little, I used to pray that God give me the power to take poverty away from the world. Because
Amen.
every time I see hungry kids on the streets begging for alms, I always feel bad. I wish I could have like all the money in the world that I can give everybody every day. I'm still till today I still pray to God, say, Father, bless me to bless nations because I feel if
Yeah.
we all have money to give to the needy and the less privileged, I believe that there will be there'll be reduction of poverty in the world. So that
Yeah.
is one of the inspiration. And then I lost my parents. I lost my dad almost 10 years ago. I lost my mom almost 9 years ago, like 1 year apart. And I floated the charity foundation on YouTube. I started the community outreach from here. I took food
Yeah.
to the homeless shelter. I take clothes every year to they call them Goodwill. So I donate clothes,
Yeah.
shoes, and everything. When I was moving from
Yeah.
Dallas, I donated like 2 boxes of clothes and shoes and everything. So this is something I do out of my pocket, and I've been supporting or funding my foundation myself. But recently,
Mm.
I decided to register it and give more people the opportunity to support if they want to. But still,
Exactly.
it will not stop me from, using my salary. That is where I spend my own tithe on, even more than my
Mm.
tithe. So I
Mm.
believe in feeding the next person on the street. I believe in um, bringing food to people. Like how would I say, then education. I adopted some kids that I was paying their school fees out of pocket, and people will look at
Wow.
me and they'll be like, she must be very rich. I'm like, no, it is not rich people that do things, it is good people that do things. So
Wow.
this is, and one thing I will tell you today is that
Mm.
I don't have a lot, but out
Yeah.
of the little that I have, that I've decided to give back to humanity, God has been abundant enough. He has been amazing enough. He has been gracious, merciful
Wow.
enough to bring them
Wow.
back in many folds, even the places I don't even expect them to come from. That's why they said, good measure pressed down, shaking over.
Exactly.
When you give with your left hand, there is a possibility that you'll receive with your right hand. So that is my belief as a
Absolutely.
person. I don't believe that I have to be a billionaire before I give. So and
Yeah.
I actually started that foundation work proper in 2014 here in the United States. But most of the outreach I've been doing recently, I've been doing them in Nigeria. And every week we are doing something. Every week we are feeding
Wow.
the homeless on the street.
Wow.
Every week we are, taking, hunger away one day at a time. But
Fine.
unfortunately,
Amazing.
my team don't post all those things online because, like I said, it is something that I started out of my passion for it since I was a child. So
Yeah.
at some point, I don't see the need for me to put it out there. But people started advising me, well, you need to start putting stuff out there so that more people can support you. So that is one of the reasons why I said, okay, hey, let us register this foundation. So as I'm talking to you right now, um, the registration fee has been paid 100%. We are just waiting for them to come up with a name fetch because we gave a name, which is the name I gave my foundation is Chrissy Samuel Foundation in memory of my late parents. But we don't know if they will choose the name or not. We don't know yet. So we submitted
Yeah.
names to CAC in Nigeria. So we are waiting
Okay.
for them from Abuja to probably choose one of them.
Okay.
I have Mercy Flawless Media Limited, which is a registered company. But unfortunately, recently, I've not been able to do a lot of media work. Before now, I used to do awards here. Well, not
Yeah.
personally. I used to be in charge of awards. Let me say in charge. I used to be like the publicist for award, the media strategist for award event here. I used to invite people from Nigeria and all over the world, give them letters to go to the embassy and come here. But recently, because I don't know, I just got tired of all this the embassy, I think the embassy palaver, number one. Number two, then COVID
Okay.
happened. Then
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? And I think I decided to give my time 100% to the charity foundation. I think that is what
Okay.
happened. That was one
Yeah.
of the reasons why I stopped doing the event, because in most cases I was spending money on the event. Every event I go to, the last big award I went to in Dallas, that a lot of artists came from Nigeria. And I know I took a picture of Two-Face Idibia with my phone, and that picture went viral. Unfortunately, I did not stamp that picture. Punch
Wow.
newspaper used the picture. A lot of big magazines in Nigeria used the picture, but I took that picture with my phone. It's still on my phone till today. So if anybody wants to see that picture, I have it on my phone. I was the one that took
Interesting.
Two-Face Idibia on the red carpet. So I think that was one of my major events. That was the last one I attended. And for
Okay.
one day alone, I spent $600 just for that, to be in that award.
Hmm.
I have to call somebody, my cameraman that will go with me. I have to
Yeah.
buy my own clothes. Every time you go for events, you have to buy new clothes. You have to do your makeup, you have to do this, you have to do that. For that one single day, I was spending $600. I'm like, you know what? At some point, like, it doesn't make sense. Fine. The fame is there, but I don't want to be the one spending money for the fame. I would
Absolutely.
rather use that money to feed the hungry people on the street, the people
Wow.
that actually need this. I'd rather just pay somebody's school fees from that money
Mm,
than for me to use it for events that at the end of the day, fine, the fame and everything is there, but at the end of the day, somebody is hungry,
yeah.
somebody not going to school. There's a kid that needs a school uniform out there.
Mm,
So
yeah.
those are I think those are the things I do now. I
Mm,
do like
because of the
okay,
fulfillment you get, right?
yeah. So I feel,
Mm,
and I was telling my brother one day, my brother is my manager. I was telling him one day, I said, do you know that every time I send money out of my account for charity, I feel happy? You know how you're
yeah.
sending money out of your account and you're like, oh, girl, hey, why am I spending all this money? But no, I've never felt that way. No, I have
Absolutely.
never. And he was like,
Absolutely.
he told me something. He said, because you are not being forced to do it, you
Mm,
are doing it out of the abundance of your heart.
wow.
So I do not feel any regret whatsoever, even if I collect my whole salary and send it to a Naira account to give it
Yeah.
out to people on the street. I don't feel bad, because at the end of the day, God will provide it. God will
Absolutely.
provide in so many ways I even least expect. So God has been faithful. So, and I have a prayer line as well. It will be 1 year on this September. We plan to
Yes.
Yeah, we plan to mark the 1 year anniversary in Lagos. As a matter
Okay.
of fact, they just went to check the lounge where we're having the party yesterday. We're about to make a deposit for the lounge. I just wanted people to come together because I feel, I don't know, I might not be there. I'm not in Nigeria. It's not as if I cannot come home. Yeah, I can come home any day, anytime. But I just felt, instead of me using that $2,000 to buy a ticket, why not just use the $2,000 to do something for people in Nigeria?
Mm,
So
absolutely.
many times I want to go back home. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't make sense. That money will do a lot. It will feed a lot of kids. It will buy clothes for a lot of kids. It will pay people's school fees. You know,
Mm,
I have like a mentee in the universities, and it's 500 level now. I support his education as well. So I feel so happy when I
mm,
see people doing well. I
yeah.
have kids that I'm supporting in
Yeah.
like primary school, secondary school. Every time they want to like resume school, okay, what do they need? Do they need clothes? Do they need bags? Do they need whatever they need? Their school fees. Those are the things that make me fulfilled. And like I said,
Mm,
I don't do those things for. I'm not doing it for like for clouds. I've never brought all those things
absolutely.
out. Say, hey, I did this, I did this, but I know I do it. God knows I do it. My family knows I do it. They
Yeah.
can attest to it.
Mm,
And from the charity work, from the humanitarian work, the people that are in my area in Lagos, they can like actually how do I say, they can testify to it that, oh, she's doing this without
yeah.
me bringing it on social media. Because, and I used to do give away a lot on social media. I had to stop at some point because I feel the people that really need this money, they are not online.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason why
Absolutely.
I'm like, you know what, I just want to focus, like, let me say 95% on those people offline now. So
Yeah.
I still do give away once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
but not something, there is a kid out there that need a school fees of 20K. There's a school fees out there that you need to pay for a child to have education. I believe so much in education. I
Wow.
believe so much in education. That's the reason why I've taken it upon myself to start, bringing more kids under my wing every year, aside the ones I
Yeah.
have right now. You know, I've been praying God to give me the strength to bring more kids under my wing, so that way I can, send more kids to school. So
Yeah.
basically, that's something I do and I know when my brothers and my sister look at me, they're like, our parents will be proud of you because you learn something from
Absolutely.
them and you're doing it. They do it as well, but it's just that they are not a media, they are not a media people, or they are not media people. Let me put it
Yeah.
that way. So they don't really come out here and all of that. But most of the homework, they do it for me. They are the one that does most of this community outreach every week. So
Yeah.
if you ask me what I love doing, I love giving.
Um,
I love sending kids to school. They don't have to be my own child. They don't have to be my own
mhm.
children. They don't have to be my own, from my own whatever. But you know, I just believe the world will be a better place if we think of other people before we think of ourselves.
Mhm.
I'm not saying you shouldn't take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, yes,
Yeah.
because you cannot pour from an empty cup. But always make sure that you think about the next person as well. It shouldn't be all about
Absolutely.
you, Take
Absolutely.
care of yourself, have fun, go out, shop. One, I'm a
Mm.
shopaholic. Shopping, oh my gosh. Shopping gives me peace.
Yeah.
Shopping brings me joy. I am
Abs-
telling you,
Are you serious?
shopping brings me, oh my God. Yeah. See, and see, that's the reason why I encourage women work. When
Okay.
you work for your money, you can
Yeah.
spend it on whatever you want to spend it on. So
Absolutely.
personally, when I tell people spend your money, I'm not saying you should be what do they call that thing? Akpa. I don't know what they call akpa in English. Like
Okay.
somebody who doesn't have, discipline. No. You can be prudent and you can also still take care of yourself while being prudent. I just told you
Absolutely.
everything I do. Aside being a shopaholic, I'm also a humanitarian. One does not
Mm.
disturb the other. I take care of
Beautiful.
myself. I take care of my home front. I take care of my family. I take care of, you know, those kids out there now. They're my family as well. So I
Yeah.
I do that, and I will tell you that I will never be broke. I will never be broke in Jesus' name, because you know why? And this is something I tell God all the time. I said, Yoruba people will say when you bank with God, when you do business with God, you
Mm.
can never be short. So
Wow.
when you say
Mm.
confidently that you will never be broke, believe
Yeah.
it or not, whatever you say out into the universe will continue being there for you. So if you keep saying, I am broke, you will always be broke.
Wow.
You understand what I mean? So you have
Absolutely.
to confess this positivity into
Mm.
your life. And I'm not saying you shouldn't work. Work towards
Mhm.
it. When you're
Yeah.
confessing it, work towards it. And watch
Absolutely.
things turn around for your good. So
Yes.
like when people look at me, they think, oh, she's some sort of billionaire. I am not a billionaire. I could say millionaire, yes, but I
Yeah.
am not a billionaire.
Mm.
So, and my God is an unlimited God. My God is a rich God. So if you
Yeah.
believe so much in your God, if you believe so much in yourself, if you
Mm.
believe so much in your ministry, if you believe in the purpose that God has set for you,
Absolutely.
you would
Absolutely.
definitely do exploit. It's not saying that the problems will not be there. Yeah, the storms will be there. Oh Lord. But one thing I've learned to do is to dance in the storm. So
Mm.
people don't even know if there is a storm or not, because they see me
Yeah.
dancing, they see me happy. So they're like, oh, our life must be perfect. Nope.
Yeah.
My life is not perfect. It's not. It's far from perfection. But one thing I dwell on now, like I was telling somebody 2 days ago, I said, I don't dwell on my problem. I
Absolutely.
focus on God because He's bigger than my problem. So if
Absolutely.
anybody else is seeing my problem, let them continue seeing it. I don't care. I'm
Mm.
looking at God, the author and the finish. And one thing I learned from Pastor TB Joshua, God rest his soul,
Yeah.
he said he said something that I posted on my page. He said, how do you know you are strong if you don't go through things?
Wow.
You have
Wow.
to go through things to
Wow.
actually know if you're strong or not. You have
Wow.
to go through those
Mm.
storms to
Yeah.
actually know if you're strong. See, God sent his most trusted, loving army to war. We
Wow.
did not ask to be armies. I didn't ask to be a soldier for God.
Yeah.
He ordained it. And for me to be stronger, he had to make me go through all those storms. So that way, as the storms are happening, sometimes I'm like getting weaker and he's pulling me back up and say, hey, I am sending you on this errand. You have to be strong for me.
Wow.
So if I don't go through those storms, how do I become strong?
Hmm.
So that is my belief. That is, so in a nutshell, that is who I am.
As in, honestly, this is beyond be far beyond anything I had expected. Honestly, Messi, I'm just totally blown away. I have my book here. I've just been taking down notes of different things that you've been saying. It's just so powerful, and I've been
Thank
seeing
you.
the comments and the feedbacks. Hey Y Square, Fola Crown Fashion, all of them have been saying hello and have been hailing you.
I know. Good evening.
Well, they are all getting so much value from this, and honestly, it's the same thing for me. I'm getting so much value beyond what I honestly expected or had gone through my mind. You know how you plan for something, but you really can't say exactly how it's going to be or turn out, but then for something to now turn out far beyond even what you expected. For me, that's just so powerful and so instructive. We are talking about performance accelerator here, and it's just so obvious that if indeed we are going to take our performance to a whole new level, like taking a cue from you as professionals, then we need to look beyond ourselves. That's just the powerful message I just got from you. That's just what it's all about. That we need to be able to look beyond ourselves. And I think that's the issue that so many of us have. I tell you, even I still struggle from day to day. How you are going through something, you are trying to take what you do to a whole new level as a professional, as an entrepreneur, and as an executive. But because of what you are going through, you know, you are just consumed with yourself and just with everything just all about you, that you can't even see beyond your nose to the very next person. But it's just so obvious that that's why God has helped you to this particular level that he has helped you, that because irrespective of whatever you are going through personally, you are still able to see beyond yourself. You are still able to help somebody else that actually really needs help. And for me, that's just so instructive. That's my big takeaway. If we end this live session here, I personally am absolutely fulfilled, and I'm sure so many other people are fulfilled by this, definitely. And I don't know what else probably you add, because for me, you've covered so many things that has been going through my mind. The fact of distractions, because that's what it is. At the end of the day, we kind of discover that the things that we are actually going through, those storms, those issues, those challenges, are really just distractions from our
Yeah.
ministry, our purpose, that assignment, you know, that God has placed in our hand. I don't know, maybe what other distractions, you know, readily comes to your mind that perhaps you have had to deal with and battle with in trying to fulfill your purpose, in trying to do your assignment, in trying to do your work, in trying to be the very best version of yourself. I don't know what other perhaps distractions comes to your mind that you could share with us, and I'm sure also help somebody that really wants to be the best version of themselves and take their performance to a whole new level.
Okay. I will tell you this. Let me hang the the life story for now. Let me tell
Okay.
you a reality, another reality, my truth. Um, 3 years ago, I think 2018, I joined a company,
Okay.
and they opened up an opportunity for people to sponsor people to go for a training. The sponsor does not mean financial.
Okay.
So at that point, I just left my hospital job and I had my retirement. I wasn't supposed to call it my retirement, but because the new company I was in opened up an opportunity for people to go for training, in another state here in America. And the training will cost you money if you're going because you're paying out of pocket. So I'm like, God, I want to do this training. I want to become a professional in this field
Yeah.
because I've been in this field for a while. I have the skill, but I want to have a certificate to that
Okay.
regard.
Mm.
So I closed my eyes. I took my retirement money. Everybody knows that if you live in the United States and you're taking your retirement money, they will take taxes from it. They took the money they took from the tax was almost half of the whole money. I
Wow.
didn't look at that. I went to do that training. That training cost me almost $7,000. After I did the training, You have to do exams. The training is in 3 phases. I did all the phases, but the exams is in 2 phases.
Okay.
I want to let you know that every success story have a failure. So
Mm.
one of the 2 phases I was supposed to do, I wrote the exam. This is something I've been doing for a long time that I have skills in. I wrote the
Yeah.
exam the first time, I failed it. I wrote the exam the second time, I failed it. So you only have 3 shots.
Wow.
My boss looked at me at work one day. She said, Mercy, I know you can do this. And at that point, I'll be crying, ah, God, why me? I know this job like the back of my palm. Like if they ask me, if they say, okay, Mercy, a president is coming from a country, they want you to train this person on this. Kayode, I am telling you categorically, I will
Yeah.
train that president. He will do the exam and he will pass.
Wow.
But I was doing that exam, I was failing. I left it aside. I picked the second phase. I did the first exam, the second one, the third one, and I failed all 3.
Wow.
Then I have to go back for a refresher. That is extra money. I have to pay for my flight to the States, which is Wisconsin. I have to pay for my hotel. Then I have to pay for the refresher class. I paid all of this money because I was determined that I have to pass this exam.
Yeah.
So after the refresher, for that second phase, first phase is still there, don't forget. I did 2 out of the
Mm.
3 in the first phase. I now focus on the second phase. That was the one I now went for a refresher for.
Yeah.
I came back home. No, did I do it home? No, I did it right there in my hotel. I did the first exam, that is number 4 now.
Okay.
Because you do it 3 times. When you fail
Yeah.
it 3 times, then you have to go for a refresher. Then you have 2 shots after the refresher.
For
So I
sure.
did
Okay.
1 after the refresher. That's number 4. I failed the exam again.
Wow.
I said, okay. Then I now went back to the first phase. Remember, this is the same exam, like the same thing that I was working as. Like that's my profession.
For sure.
I'm on the field. I
Yeah.
go to work every day. I work with people. I train people. If there's something, my boss was confused at some point. She said, Mercy, you are training people. What is happening? I said, I don't know. She said, just take your time. At that point, one day, the day I failed that first one, I broke down so hard. I cried my eyes out. And something just told me, just start praising God. Then I said something that day. I said, God, if it is your will for me to pass this exam, I know I will pass it because I've done everything I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I read. I did my project. I passed my project. Then at that point, I said, okay, let me do the last one for the first phase. If I don't pass it well, I'm not going back again. I did that exam. I passed it. The second phase is still remaining 1 after the refresher class.
Yeah.
I traveled to Nigeria. I was in Nigeria in 2019, May, June. So they gave me an ultimatum to finish that exam before so date. The last day of the exam was the day I decided to do it. And if I don't pass it that day, I have to go and do the course all over again from the scratch, spending like $6,800. So I said, okay. That morning that I was supposed to do the exam in my brother's house in Lagos, all of a sudden I woke up in the morning because of time difference. They took the light. I was about to start because we do proctor you, when you're doing your exam, somebody's watching you have to log in with them to be watching you so
Okay.
I don't carry expo and all of that.
Exactly.
So the guy was on the other line. He was watching me while I was trying to start the exam. They took the light. I said, ha. And I've already told my brother his wife. I said, don't come out because I was doing the exam in their living room. So if they
Okay.
want to go out to turn on the generator, they have to pass through the living room to go outside, turn on the generator. I said,
Yeah.
meanwhile, I told them, I said, give me the rechargeable lamp. So the rechargeable lamp was right beside me before I did the exam. So as they took the light, I turned it on. And I was typing to the guy. I said, I am in Africa. They just took the electricity. So there's no power, but I'm going to be using this. The guy said, no problem, as far as I can see your face.
Mm.
I started this exam already. I did it. I was just doing it, and it was raining outside. I'm like, which kind of thing is it? I said, well, it's a shower of blessing. I finished the exam. As the guy was typing, I was typing to tell the guy that I finished the exam. I've submitted it for him to confirm if it's submitted, because I don't know. The whole thing just shut down. Like, the whole computer shut down on me. Like, because I charged the computer, so everything just went off. So I don't even know if the exam went in or not. I said, okay, Father Lord Ebeneseri, this is where you have followed me to. I thank you for that. I forgot about the exam. My brother came out, and I woke up my brother, and I said, I finished the exam, because they said they woke up, they could hear me, but they were still in bed.
Yeah.
And I went to knock on their door. I said, I finished the exam. My brother was like, how was it? I said, I don't know. I said, because I submitted it, and the whole laptop went off. I can't even bring it back on. So we had to wait. My brother said he wanted to go and turn on the generator. I said, no, don't. Let's wait for NEPA. I said, because at this point, I just want to relax my brain. I don't want to think about it. So after a while, they brought the light back, because the rain has subsided. I logged in to check my results. I never saw nothing. I couldn't log in. The internet I was using was not working. My brother turned on his own Wi-Fi. Nothing was working. I said, the devil is a liar. I just want to know if I failed or not. Then eventually, I said, okay. I told my brother, I said, don't worry. I was supposed to go out that day. I was supposed to be in Ikeja. I said, no, I won't go anywhere until I see the results. Whether good or bad, I just wanted to see it. So eventually, I think like 1:30 in the afternoon, they brought the light again. My brother went to load his phone with recharge card so I can use his hotspots. So I logged in with the hotspots, and I checked the results. And to God be the glory, I passed. And I was dancing. I was so happy. My brother's wife, hey, that one is a church person too. She started singing and dancing in their house. Everybody was saying, hallelujah, hallelujah, praise the Lord. Guess what? I received an email. As we're dancing, we have danced. And I received an email that although I have passed the exam, the project that I did before I left America was a 2018 version. The certification I was trying to get was a 2018 version. They told me that if I don't repeat the project, and this time around, I have to do the 2019 version that I've never seen before. I have to build a whole project on that. So they said if I don't build that project, all my exams will be null and void. So they gave me 2 weeks to build that project. I'm like, I said, but God, I thank you. So I came back. I think probably a few days later, I came back to the United States. Then the next day, I was supposed to be resting. I started doing the project. I started building the project from the scratch. You can imagine somebody who built a 2018 project. Now you're doing 2019 project that you were not trained on. It's just a little bit of update from the 2018 version, but some things are different.
Okay.
I started building it again. It took me days, because I was going to work. Then I resumed work the third day. Then after work, instead of me to do something else, I will not eat. I will not do anything. I'll get on the project. I say, Father Lord, I must finish this project, and this project will not be the reason why I will not collect the certification. On the day I submitted that project, what did I even get? 98 over 100. They just sent me a message. All they needed for that project was 80. But I made sure I said, no, I will not settle for 80. I will not settle for less because I've gone too far to just be stagnant again. I did it, and they sent me my score. They said I got 98 over 100. Congratulations, you have officially earned your certification. So they told me in the email that it would take like 10 weeks for them to send me my certificate. But they gave me my certificate number right there and then. And, I was happy. So now, when I go to any work to work, and people hear that I have certification, because a lot of people don't have, because for you to have that certification, a company has to sponsor you, but you can work with the skill. So when people hear that I have the certification, you are so lucky, you are so, how many people do I want to tell the story that what they thought is so easy, you are so lucky, took me tears, blood, and sweat. But now everybody, she's a professional. Let me now tell you another obstacle. Ever since I got that certification, I've not gotten a job with that certification. I'm still working on my skill. Every time I apply for a job, every company is telling me, oh, we want somebody with 5 years experience. I'm not shitting you. Every interview I do, I nail them. You can tell that, okay, when they see my profile, when they see my resume, they know I've been doing this since 2012. So I said, okay, why can't you give me an opportunity? Because even though I was working with the skill, now that I have the certification, I want to work with the certification, but nobody wants to give me that job. They want me to do, oh, we want 5 years. And do you know what? I usually apply in all those big hospitals here in America, no matter which state.
Yeah.
2 of the biggest hospitals in New York, I applied. I passed the interview.
Yeah.
Then at the last minute, oh, sorry, because you don't have 5 years certification, 5 years experience as a certified analyst.
Wow.
Then I told the recruiter one day, I said, can you guys stop contacting me? I was so mad. I said, stop contacting me. I said, because it is ridiculous when company is asking for experience. If I don't work, how do I get experience? And you all know I have skills in this job. And before now, I know they hire people with just skills for this job. Everything I need for the job, I have it. Just the certification part because, oh, I have not worked as a builder for 5 years. So when people see me today, they think, oh, she's a certified analyst. No, I am not. Because what I'm earning now is a peanut compared to what I should be earning as a certified analyst. But even at that, I give glory to God because Yoruba people will say, God does not do something without leaving space for things. You know? So when God do things for you, He will leave space for you to be grateful, for you to be thankful to Him.
Absolutely.
But people outside look at me like, oh, she's perfect, she's this. No, I am not. That story is one story that I tell with pride because I let people know that success without a story is no success.
Absolutely.
Some of us don't have parents that hand things over to us and say, hey, my father was a billionaire. We have to work our behind off to get every penny that we have. But one thing I don't dwell on is, oh, because I work so hard for this, every other person has to suffer like me. No. Absolutely. But one thing I take out from the youth of nowadays is when you give them something on a platter of gold, they don't appreciate it. They think, oh, they are entitled.
Very true.
And now I'm beginning to wonder why do they have that orientation? I know people that are not, they didn't even go through half of what I went through. And they give other people, they make life a living hell for other people. They didn't even go through half of, because some of my friends will look at me, they'll be like, hey, girl, after all you go through, after you went through, you are still this nice. It is a personal thing.
Yeah.
It's not about what you went through. Absolutely. Things we go through in life can either shape you to be a monster or an angel. So why choose to be a monster? Why not choose to be an angel?
Absolutely.
I know it's not easy. I'm not telling you that life is easy. Life is not easy. Life is not fair. But while life is not fair in its complexity, why don't you just choose to be one of the good ones, irrespective of what you go through on your journey to get to your destination? That is my orientation about life. I do not allow whatever I go through to define me. Personally, emotionally, medically, whatever I go through, I keep looking at the big picture. Because my dad used to say something that it is not every dog that barks that you throw stone at. He used to say that when I was little. But when I became an adult, I understand that better. That you don't stop and throw stones at every dog that barks at you. You have to look at it, like keep looking forward, like keep looking beyond where you are.
Beyond the dog.
And that,
absolutely.
So that kind of orientation and thinking has kept me going. So irrespective of what storm is raging, I don't look at the storm. I want you to know that I am human. On some days I break down and I cry. But while I'm crying, that subtle voice is there telling me it will be okay. There are days that all I wanted to do is just cry for a few minutes and I'll be fine. So please, it is okay for you to cry. it is okay for you to be sensitive. It is okay for you to have emotions. Because
Yeah.
in acknowledging your weakness, when you acknowledge your weakness and don't dwell on it, it will give you the power to work towards your goal.
Absolutely.
So sometimes I am vulnerable to, especially in front of my family. Everybody might see me as a strong woman out there, but in front of my family, once in a while, I break down and I cry.
Mm.
You know, so
Yeah.
and this is something that people need to know, because you can't just come online and say, the stone that they throw at you, you use it to build mansion. Please, you have to tell people the work. Tell them the true story they want to hear. Some
Yes.
of us, I used to be a motivational speaker before motivational speakers turned the whole thing to a funny
Mm.
gig online.
Yeah.
So I stopped calling myself a motivational speaker. I am not.
Yeah.
If you want to look at people, if you want to hear people that, or let me say this, you need to listen to people that actually go through the work, and they are still going through the work to shape themselves into something that the society did not even expect.
Yeah.
The society is expecting you to be perfect. The society is expecting you to be flawless.
Mm.
The society is expecting you to be spotless. Oh, please, we have flaws, we have spots, we have
Yeah.
butts everywhere.
Mm.
We have it. But the fact that we don't dwell on it
Yeah.
is the reason why we will keep pushing and we'll go far. If you
Absolutely.
believe,
Absolutely.
you know, in my prayer group, I tell people this a lot. I said, when you have faith, things will happen. Because in faith,
Yeah.
before you pray, you already have faith. Before you do anything, you already have faith. And that faith will
Yeah.
encourage you. Faith does not mean that miracle will happen, logically. No. Faith means that even though that thing is not happening, how to say, you are shaping your orientation to believe that it will happen.
Absolutely.
It might
Mm.
not happen suddenly or immediately, but
Absolutely.
eventually, in the long run, it will happen.
Absolutely.
So that is one thing
Absolutely.
I believe in. Do not dwell on. And some people will be like, I have not eaten since morning. My mates are becoming millionaires. My mates are traveling abroad. My mates have kids. Excuse you, most of my friends, they have, when I say children, they have children.
Yeah.
But it did not turn me to a bitter person. When people look at me, like when I go out and I'm around kids, they're like, hey, Sister Funke, please, don't be annoyed. I'm like, why are you begging me? Because I don't have my own child? So you think I'm a witch? I'm not. I might not have my own child, but I have nieces, I have nephews, I have kids
Absolutely.
that I adopted off of their mother that I'm taking care of. But one thing is, a lot of people are bitter when they don't have something. They are bitter about it. Because I don't have a child. No child should sting me. No child should do this. Oh, please. That will not give you child. Whether you are bitter or not bitter, what God will do in your life, it will do it. In 2019, when I had my surgery, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I always hear it online. I see people have endometriosis online, blah, blah, blah. I never thought from one moment I could have it. So when I was diagnosed with it, I asked my doctor, so you think I can have a child or not? He said, well, you're fertile, but we need to carry out another surgery. And I told him right there and then in his office in Dallas, I mentioned this, and I said, Doctor, so, I'm not going to have that surgery. I'm not having another surgery. I said, I already had one. So if I have another one, you want to make me a guinea pig? I recorded our conversation because I had to send it to my brother. My brother was like, wow, you're strong. I was crying and I was telling him, I said, I will never have another surgery. He sent me to one of the best specialists in Texas as a whole. He was the only one that was using the robotic thing to do surgery. That surgery will cost about $57,000. I'm not doing it. My insurance company will cover some of it. I'm not doing it. One thing I realize is when you do surgery one time for something, don't do it the second time. They will turn you to a
Okay.
guinea pig. Before you
Wow.
know it, they will keep opening you back and forth. I have people that have done that surgery 5 times. Their life became worse, terrible than it was before. If I had my way, I won't do the first one that I did. But I did it anyways.
Okay.
When I did that surgery, my anesthesiologist called me a day before my surgery and told me, hey, Mercy, I'm just calling you because usually they prepare you psychologically for your surgery. He was preparing
Yeah.
me psychologically for my surgery. I'm just calling you to check up on you. Do you have anything to say to me? Do you have any word? I said, no, I'm fine. I was being strong. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the doctor was on the phone. Dr. David, God bless him.
Mm.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started crying. I was sobbing. It was right there. One thing about Oyinbo is they are so compassionate. Our doctors here are different from Nigeria. Nigeria doctor tell you, well, madam, double. Here,
Oh my.
I've been to hospitals. I am not trying to sugarcoat anything. I've been to hospitals in Nigeria. We all
I
know how
get you.
Nigerian doctors and nurses are. So please, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I worked in the hospital for almost 7 years. In the
Oh,
hospital, in one of the best hospitals in America as a whole. So I know what
yeah.
I'm talking about. The doctor
Mm.
was on the phone with me. He was like, take your time. Go ahead.
Wow.
Let it out.
Mm.
Doctors will encourage you to cry here. In Nigeria,
Mm.
Kide Wani, what is it? Sef? Are you the only one that something will happen to? Please. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Ah, ah.
Oh my.
So he was like, Mercy, let it out. Let it out. And I was
Yeah.
crying. I said, and I told him, I said, Dr. David, I'm scared. I don't know what to expect tomorrow. He said, yeah. He said, it is normal to be scared. It is normal to be afraid. It is normal to feel every type of feeling you're feeling right now. He said, when I first called you and you sounded strong on the phone, I knew you were still going to break down. He said, because a lot of people will act strong every time, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they are fufu. They will break down. No
Mm.
matter how strong you are, when you're looking at death face to face, you will break down because you don't know if you're coming
Wow.
out alive or not. But what he told me on that day was, and I held on to his word, he said, Mercy, I will be with you all the way. I will hold your hand. When you wake up, you will see me. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. After that surgery that day, I didn't wake up. They couldn't wake me up after the surgery. But one thing I know is that while they were wheeling me into the OR, he was talking to me by himself and
Mm.
his nurse. He was talking to me. Okay,
Yeah.
Mercy, tell me about yourself. I'm like, what is this one now? I told him about myself yesterday. They do
Mm.
that as a gimmick to take
Take your mind.
your
Yeah.
fear,
Absolutely.
whatever your emotion.
Mm.
So I started telling him, oh, he said, oh, I saw that you went to Uniben. I saw that you did this. I saw that you did mass communication. I saw that. He said, Africans, you guys like school. You like going to school. I said, well, I love education. And when I was
Yeah.
talking to him, I don't know anything that happened anymore. The next thing I knew was that I could hear somebody's voice calling me from a far place, telling me, stay with me. Open your eyes, stay with me. I had, what do they call that thing? I was tachycardia. My heart skipped. So they lost me at some point.
Wow.
And when I opened my eyes, I was sitting in the OR, I was seeing the lights. And he was like, oh, she's back.
Wow.
I was still feeling then, they put all those things in your mouth to pump oxygen into your belly when they're doing surgery. So they took that thing already. So I could feel my throat was dry.
Yeah.
So I was trying to speak, but I couldn't speak. I was just saying, I want to sleep. It was reading my lips. I want to sleep. He said, no, don't sleep. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. And I opened my eyes. He said, no, don't close it anymore. The nurse was like on the other side tapping me. Dr. David was on the other side telling me,
Yeah.
Mercy, hold my hand. Hold my hand. Don't close that eyes. Don't.
Wow.
I don't want you to close those eyes. I said, okay. So I was just like, you know how you feel like you want to sleep, like you're still in a dream now, you want to sleep. What I want to bring out from there is that sometimes God put us through the near death experience for us to really appreciate Him. When I came back to life, because I would say I was dead, when I
Hmm.
came back to life, I was grateful to God. I was grateful to those
Yeah.
doctors. I was grateful to my surgeon. I was grateful to my anesthesiologist. I was
Yeah.
grateful to everyone on that team. And especially Dr. David, because he said, I will hold your hand. You will see me on the other side. I
Yeah.
saw him on the other side. So I want you to know that every good thing you've seen, every perfect being you've seen has gone through fire and brimstone. But do you see me dwelling on those experiences? No.
No. Absolutely.
You know, Performance accelerator. Do not dwell on your weaknesses.
Absolutely.
No, don't dwell on your fears. Don't dwell on whatever storm
Absolutely.
you went through or you've been through.
Absolutely.
Because if you dwell on them, it will not solve your problem.
Hmm.
Yoruba people will say, no, Dankon. Thinking does not solve any problem. My mom used to say something when she was alive. There's a way she says in Yoruba. Every problem has a solution. There's a way she used to say it. My mom does not believe in problem. When she sees any problem, she wants to tackle it head on.
Absolutely.
So that can do attitude. When my brother look at me, my sisters look at me, they're like, you took after our mom in so many ways. When I'm looking at the problem, I don't see the problem. I'm looking for a solution already. Okay, how do we solve this? And they're like, I don't want to hear story. How do we solve this? That problem is there. That problem is there. See, in life, acknowledge the problem, but don't dwell on it. No. Because when you dwell on it, it will pull you down with its weight.
Yeah.
So personally, I acknowledge the problem. I don't dwell on it. I am looking for the solution every time.
Yeah.
So before that problem is even finishing itself, I'm already looking for a solution. My feet is out the door. Okay, you know what? How can I solve this?
Yeah.
Despite the fact that whatever I face in my professional life, I'm not dwelling on the problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
At some point, promotions was happening at my work with that certification that I had. They were jumping my head. I had a mentee at work that I trained when he was going for the training after me. The guy went and passed. They promoted him ahead of me. Some people at my work were like, Messi, why would they do that to you? Blah, 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 blah. My boss is a woman. Categorically, everybody was like, Messi, it is you that know what you did to Mama. I said, I did not do anything to her, and she knows. But she sees me as a threat. So you have to understand, I used to hear something from older people that when you carry a glory, you will be a threat to a lot of people. Understand that. When people are threatened by you, it means there's something greater in you.
Absolutely.
There's something big in you. So don't dwell on their rejection. Don't dwell on their whatever. Now them sabi. Just focus on yourself. You know, people knew that my boss was just being crazy. Oh, because my boss is not as educated. So she was feeling threatened. Me, I don't care. And I give her the respect of a boss, whatever. Do you know, on so many occasions, I bought gifts for my boss when we're having any kind of holiday. She will not even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I'll take the gift to her like this. She will not even, you know how somebody will come back and say, Messi, thank you for yesterday, or thank you. Nope.
Yes.
She'll just ignore me, be on the phone, I'll drop it. She'll be telling me, drop it there. My own money, I used to buy gifts for her. Not because I wanted to kiss her, whatever. Not because I needed a favor from her. I just feel that, okay, let me appreciate my boss. Exactly. Despite her being a witch to me. She was a witch to me. I did not dwell on the fact that she was a witch. I dwell on the fact that, okay, this is about me. This is not about her.
Absolutely.
So when you say somebody did something wrong to you, you want to pay them back in their own coin. Oh, please. Do your own. Pay them back in your own coin, not their own coin. Yeah. You know? So I did not, and people be looking at me, even the people that she loved, that she were doing amebo with in the office. They don't buy her $1 anything. But me that bought her something. So rejection will come from places you never expected it to come from. Do not dwell on it. I was still doing my job, and if there's one thing she will tell people, she say it every time. Oh, Messi is one of the best people we have. And people are like, she's one of the best people, and you are injuring her promotion. It happens. I did not dwell on that. So the reason why she sees whatever she sees that is making her do that, I don't want to know. I was dwelling on my strength. I was dwelling on and I kept building myself, you know. And whatever they were doing to me, they were teaching me to be stronger. Exactly. I wasn't having a self-pity. So in life, please don't have any kind of self-pity on yourself. No, please. Yes. Acknowledge it. But please don't dwell on it, because it will not do you any good. It won't take you far. It won't take you anywhere. Just acknowledge it, but do not. Please, do not. I beg you, do not dwell on it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bessie. This has been Really, really, really impactful. Thank you, thank you. And thank you everyone that has been giving all your feedback. So many people honestly just hailing you out here, Messi, your fans and
Thank you guys. I really
unbelievable.
appreciate you. I'm seeing the comment. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you so much. I really didn't want to interrupt Messi when she was talking. That's why I couldn't really acknowledge each comment as it was coming in. But thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate the love that you've shown. I'm sure this has been really really helpful, and you guys have found this very very impactful. It's so obvious that I would definitely we have to listen to Messi some other time. Definitely we have to bring you again to do this because we have been so blessed. We have been so blessed. We'll look for another time definitely out of your very busy schedule to bring you back again. Honestly, you've really been such a huge blessing to us, and we
Thank
are
you.
just so grateful. God bless you. God
Thank
continue to
you.
keep your hands
Amen.
lifted in
Amen.
everything that you do.
Amen.
That promotion, I'm sure everybody out there is praying for you for that promotion. That promotion, you definitely get it. Double promotion, in fact,
Amen.
you definitely get it. And the encouragement really that you have given to each and every one of us to keep on our own journey as professionals. Honestly, that's just what we're going to keep
Yeah.
doing despite all the things that come our way. We'll keep pushing, keep moving forward until we become everything that God has definitely created us to be. Thank you so much, Ola. I see your comments there. Thank you so much. She said her smile is merciful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Because
Ola. Thank you so
if
much.
I wrote a book, I didn't want to write a book to prepare. No. When you're speaking
Yeah,
your truth, you don't have to write a book
absolutely,
because it comes
absolutely.
from a place of truth. So I don't need
Yes.
to like jot anything down to like, oh, I want to say this. No, I'm just saying my truth.
Honestly, I think that's just what I was just thinking about. That you were just so real. Honestly, that was just what was beautiful. You were so real to us, and that's why this session was so impactful because of your realness and everything that you brought our way. We're rounding up this session now because I know Messi needs to go and all that. I just want to quickly say to every one that is joining us that this if you found this really really helpful and impactful, one thing that I always encourage is that learning does not stop. It does not stop one in just one session. You can't get everything just from this one session. That's why I'm even still talking about the fact that we're still going to bring her again. And what I have personally is that I have this group on Facebook. It's called Get Your Energy Back. Get Your Energy Back group on Facebook. And one thing I'll just encourage is that if you found this session really helpful, please go on there. On It's a private Facebook group. You just search for it. Get Your Energy Back. 1 minute. Let me just type it there so that you can see it. Get Your Energy Back. Okay. Okay. So I put it on there. So just go on Facebook, Get Your Energy Back. You search for that group and join. I assure you that you'll find a lot of videos. I've done some past interviews like this with great and awesome people like Messi here that will really help you take your performance as an executive, as a professional, as an entrepreneur to a whole new level. And each and every one of them just being real, sharing their stories, sharing the stuff that has helped them. It's not motivational, inspirational talk, but real stuff that I know that you would definitely find very, very valuable and very, very helpful. So I encourage you, go there on Facebook, Get Your Energy Back group, and join. So many people are asking very interesting questions here, Messi, that are you single and all that. I,
The
I
person, no, the person that asked the question is my friend, so
is
don't
your
mind him.
friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So just want to say thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Mercy, for your time. I
You're
so
welcome.
grateful. You can imagine how happy and how blessed I am. I tell you sincerely, sincerely from the depth
Well,
of my
it's
heart.
an honor. You know, when I
Uh,
saw your message yesterday, I said, this is an honor. I have to honor this
oh
invitation. I
my,
have to be here. So I'm
oh
so
my.
happy. Thank you so much. And
Thank
what
you.
you're doing, I really appreciate you too for what you're doing. You are impacting my life as well every day because I see your page, I watch your page, I see
Yeah,
how you dramatize, real life situation and all of that. So I am
yeah.
really encouraged by a lot of things that you're doing. I would just say the sky will be your starting point by the grace of God.
Amen.
Keep doing it, we'll see at the
Amen.
top by the grace of God.
Amen. Amen.
God will continue to bless you, bless your work, He will bless
Amen.
everything that you lay your
Amen.
hands upon. Thank you for
Amen.
being an inspiration
Amen.
to a lot of us. Thank you so much.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Mercy. Thank you so much,
You're
guys. I'll
welcome.
definitely save this video. Somebody just mentioned that I should save this video. Definitely, I'll save this video so that you can get to see the replay again. Have enjoyed the rest of your evening and enjoy the rest of
Thank
your
you.
day, Mercy. Thank you so much, and
Thank
also
you.
enjoy your Sunday tomorrow and a
Thank you.
great week ahead. See you later,
Okay.
guys. See you later,
You too.
Mercy. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. Bye.